"24 seconds in, one watching." Why won't this... Jesus Christ, sorry. It's a very, damn it, sorry. Hold on. Not to steal a phrase from Blackie, but it's a very lo-fi operation that I run here. There we go. I found a dirty towel to balance the iPhone. Gained a viewer, lost a viewer. Back down to 1. Let's see if anyone shows up. We're gonna do... Got a viewer back, that's good. We're gonna do a little, we're gonna do a little Beard, and we're gonna do a little Hurricane. Let's see if I can, look, I know I'm not as attractive as Dana Perino, okay? But yeah, this is not gonna be wall-to-wall, sky is falling, hurricane coverage. There's no point. It gets redundant. Warnings are good. So I'm not bashing folks, you know. But a hurricane being even if it was, you know, do I even want to go down this road? Do I want to go down this road? Okay, I won't go down the road. Where I was heading is 24-hour wall-to-wall news coverage of a hurricane is excessive, but I take it back. It's not excessive. It's just the same faces and the same. You know what I think would be better hurricane coverage is don't sensationalize it. You know, whatever it is. Sorry, I'm not being weird. It's freaking hot in the garage. Or it's only like 65 degrees up, and I'm sweating for some reason. You know what I think it is? You know what I think my chief complaint is that I'm kind of blaming the hurricane for my already present frustrations with a constant 24-hour news cycle. What's up, Sunil has joined us. Sunil Sharma, first to comment. It's the oversaturation. It's the 24-hour news cycle. So then the hurricane comes along, and I see the 24-hour news cycle, and I almost just said, you know, don't cover it that much. But no, they should. They should cover that. How about this? You know what? I'll go completely back on what I was doing, the path I was walking down. Let's do 24-hour-a-day hurricane coverage. And I think at this point we can let go of the 24-hour-a-day Trump Russia bullshit. How about that? Because one is much more important than the other. Trump Russia is fake, and the hurricane is real. So, you know. Sunil says, nice shirt. Thank you. My mom got it for me for Christmas. That's why I need to unplug from the news cycle every once in a while, says Michael Gonzalez. Hard for me to do. It's kind of all I do. I'm 34. At age 17, I became a conspiracy theorist and learned that public education and the corporate news media was bullshit, and 9/11 was an inside job, and Sandy Hook eventually didn't happen, because that happened later, didn't happen later in my life. And hey, if I can, you know, numbers are slow right now because people are at work, unlike me. But, you know, even with 4 watching, I say this from time to time, and I promise I'll take it back to the hurricane, and then we're going to discuss this fucking thing. The Beardicane. It's out of control. I don't mean to be offensive, and I certainly, wouldn't want to conjure up any horrible memories, but I'm just telling you, if I can get one person, one time, this is all it takes to shut me up on the Sandy Hook thing. One person, one time, in all of my chats, who can say to me, no, JB, you're wrong. I have a cousin or, an in-law or someone who had children die at Sandy Hook, and they say that to me, even just over the chat, unverified, I'll shut up. But no one's been able to do it yet. No one's been able to do it yet. How could an event such as that not have, a whole tree and root structure of relatives, friends, whatever, that actually knew someone who died at Sandy Hook, and no one can do it. No one's been able to do it. This is like the 5th time I've posed this question, by the way. But I gotta shut up for a second. I got some long ones here. I suppose it's not that easy when Michael Gonzalez. I suppose it's not that easy when you're younger. Everything seems important. I don't dismiss your concern. I look at the things in perspective, just being a little bit older now. Or myself being at the clinic again. Wait, so were you at the clinic where Sandy Hook victims were taken? Because if you say yes, I'm never going to talk about it again. Michael Gonzalez has been with me since the fucking almost beginning of the election. I trust your opinion. I know you're not a fraud. But I can't find any information on my own. I can't, and by the way, I'm not a no-planer. Okay, planes hit the World Trade Centers, but there were also bombs in the building. But planes hit the World Trade Centers. Who was driving those planes? Driving. Who was flying those planes? Was it a bunch of young Muslims? I am not convinced of that at all. At all. But the buildings came down, so I'm not a, Some of the things I say may from time to time sound outrageous, but I'm just telling you, I don't do this stuff because it's fun. I don't want to do a politics show at all. I mean, maybe I'll do one in an ideal scenario. Maybe I'll do like one politics-driven show a week, or unless there's breaking news, because everybody knows that I love the president. But the rest of the stuff, I don't want to be covering all this dark shit. I want to talk about, things like weather and food and, pets and how everyone's doing. And, if anyone's been as fortunate as me in the past to make a couple dollars, I guess, I have 2 Movado watches. I never wear them on camera. No one knows that. I want to do a show about fucking watches and nice leather wallets and leather purses and, stuff like that. Or fishing. Fishing is my favorite thing to do with clothes on. Positive, just like fun stuff. I want to talk about weed. Everybody, I don't have any right now, but everyone knows, my very, very pro-marijuana bent that I have about me. We could talk about weed for fucking hours. But I can't because I have to cover, or at least, with my small but very dedicated audience, to the best of my ability, what's going on in the news, and 90% of it is politics. It's shifted right now. 90% of it is, 60% of it is the hurricane, and the other 40% is hate Trump, hate the president. Russia, Russia, Russia still. Year and a half later, no proof. Russia, 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 every single fucking day. I don't know why. I just choked on spit, sorry. I don't know why I do it, and I don't know why I did it this morning. I have no idea. And I did it last night, and I did it yesterday morning. I've been watching a lot of MSNBC and CNN lately. It's really hard for me to not throw my phone across the room and break a window. Sorry about that. I just got a phone call at age 34 from a telemarketer trying to sell me, because I didn't know the number, trying to sell me student loans. What the hell? And when I picked up the phone, that screwed up my balance mechanism that I have here. Numbers going up, 5 watching, 10 minutes in, not bad. Archie, one of my first friends on YouTube, good afternoon to you as well. Archie Bunker. Hey, if you don't like my live stream, or if you don't like me, maybe the first person you can blame is Archie. Because he was always so nice to me on the chats. I'm like, wow. And then I learned about what wrenches are and all this shit. You know, the whole mechanism of how it works. And I also learned from, back then, Bill Beck and now Billy the Kid. So if you guys don't like me, blame them. Because if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be on the internet. So, I'm just telling you. Archie LOL'd at that. I'm glad he didn't get mad. No, I'm serious. I'm glad he didn't get mad. This phone will not stay still. I am so sorry. Sunil says, good afternoon, back at Archie Bunker. But anyway, I just went on a tangent. I just went from the hurricane to Sandy Hook in like a minute 50. Alright. I'm going to pick a topic. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to put Sandy Hook to bed, and anybody that ever wants to debate me on Sandy Hook, I'll give you my personal phone number. Or we could do a live stream, just you and me, try to block everyone else coming in. I'm telling you, I'm not putting up... It's been too long. It should be out by now. I'm disappointed in the president for still believing in Sandy Hook. Or maybe he wants to, you know... He needs to, in his decision-making process, he needs to hold up the official story, because if the truth came out, there would be literally an armed revolution in the streets, which would only result in more destruction and death and injury and all kinds of social unrest. I don't know. I don't have a Q security clearance. I wish I did. If I had a Q security clearance, can you imagine the shit? Most of which I already know, believe it or not. Not most of it. I don't want to sound arrogant. I bet 50% of the stuff that's classified that the public has no idea of, I bet I know 50%. The other 50, I guess I don't know. Man, these midday chat streams, it's hard to get it going, yo. Sometimes I wish I was just some, like, beautiful, like, 10 out of 10 blonde or something, or, like, a really, really, really good-looking guy with, like, perfect white teeth and shit. And I would come on and all my viewership would be, like, 28, 30, 100, 240, just because it was me on the screen. But unfortunately, this is what you get to look at. An unshaven guy in his garage, drinking wine during the day and ranting about secret governments. That's what you get. I've noticed there's a lot of white noise on your stream lately. Yeah, I think that's because the neighbors directly... The garage is like an echo chamber, and I always have the door open because I smoke cigarettes and other things. And the neighbors next door, they pulled out their air conditioners, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4 windows there with 4 fans, window fans, basically running nonstop. I have to imagine that's what you're hearing, because my phone is fine. But also check your device, because no one else has mentioned that. I'm off center. That's better. Come on. I swear to God, once I have money again, I'm going to get a camera on a tripod, I'm going to figure out how to hook it up to the internet, and I'm going to do my show like professional. Maybe I'll even have lighting. Who knows, if I start making a good salary, maybe I'll get a makeup artist or something. And that, hopefully, 5'2", half Thai, half black girl, wicked hot producer that I'll somehow hire for no money will be like, oh, no, you're not allowed to go on the internet with a hideous-looking, unshaven face like that. So go shave, and we'll go live in 30 minutes. And I will be like, yes, man. Got some new folks joining. Everyone's saying hello to each other. A Cobra, also very loyal, been with us from the beginning. I call him Cobra. But yeah, so it's like, I guess we can watch the 24-hour news cycle of the hurricane, which is important, to know what's going on. But it's like, damn, I just got bored. Let's see what happens when it hits, and then when it hits, we'll assess the damage. You got warning. The people who were there, you got warning. They're saying, get the fuck out. So, I mean, I've changed my views on this over the years, but to me, it's like if a state of emergency is declared and they say, evacuate, 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 and you don't evacuate, and something bad happens to you, because property doesn't matter in these situations, if they tell you to evacuate over and over and over again, and you don't evacuate, and then you get hurt or worse, whose fault? You know what I mean? So it's like, and I know, believe me, especially in my position, not to keep talking about money, but it cannot be an easy thing to, and there are always going to be casualties in hurricanes and really, really large weather events like this. There are always going to be casualties, right? But I understand the argument of, I don't even have a car right now. Well, you got to call people. You got to get picked up. You got to stay at a relative. You got to stay at a friend. You got to get away. We are the scorpions, and we rock you like a hurricane. You sound, Sigmund, you sound like Blackie Fitzpatrick's show. You sound like the walrus. But, yeah, so the whole, it's like, look, just get out of the way of the storm. Get out of the way of the storm, and hopefully your fucking house is okay. I don't really have a lot of emotional attachment to it. Hello, Sigmund. Or I should say hi back. Hi. And no, that was not a Trump Nazi symbol. That was me waving hi. For all the trolls, okay? Just so you know. So just to kind of back up to where I was going earlier, I think that's going to be a more profitable stream for all of us, not money-wise, but like, that kind of thing. What's everyone else following? I like to do this segment, and the reason I like to do this segment is because although I'm basically sleeping 5 hours, and I'm not complaining, I'm just telling you my life. It's mainly because I drink too much and smoke weed. Like, for some reason, you think it would be the opposite, but I can't really sleep a lot. So I'm probably awake, I probably sleep 4, maybe 5 hours. Something like that. But, yeah, so I've been following what I've been following, but mainly the past, as I said at the opening of the show, I've mainly been doing opposition research, watching a ton of CNN, MSNBC, all those fucking goblins, just to see what they're saying, and it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. It has not changed one little bit. They're just as bad now as they were before, and right after Trump won the election. They are just as bad, if not worse. It's the craziest thing. So that's all I've been watching for the last, 36 to 40-something hours-ish. Archie Bunker's not following much news. Good. That's probably why you're more sane than I am. I think that's good. By the way, a lot of people I've said this on my stream before, but a lot of folks don't know this. News is actually, whether you believe in them or not, they exist, the Illuminati. But almost no one knows. News is an Illuminati term. It's an acronym. It's not just a word, it's an acronym. And it stands for North, East, West, South. Because they cover all-encompassing areas of the planet. That's what news means. Don't listen to me, look it up. North, East, West, South. It's an Illuminati term for the news. For the Satanists that run the big corporations that run the corporate media. See how this shit works? JB's crazy. That can't be real. Go look it up. Don't listen to me. North, East, West, South. Damn, I'm doing a boring show today. I gotta step it up. Or I gotta rely on you guys and I'll just comment on your comments. They need to be held more accountable. Sigmund Freud. They need to be held more accountable for basically spreading hate and fear against the president. Absolutely. Absolutely, they do. It's a propaganda mechanism. It's not news. It's not news. Unless you want, sky is purple, unless you want Hillary is a good person, unless you want Bernie Sanders would have been great for the country, but Hillary stole it, of course. Unless you want vaccines are good for your kids, unless you want GMO is okay, unless you want the president is the most evil person ever to walk the face of the earth, unless you want Christians are bad, God doesn't exist, dressing up 4-year-old boys and telling them that they're a little girl or they're a transgender when they're fucking 4, in kindergarten or pre-kindergarten. If you 9/11 was done by Muslim terrorists. If you like that stuff, watch the mainstream media. That's your fucking reality, not mine. Lose their broadcasting licenses for showing too much political bias. Hey, I hate to do this to you guys because you're very, very loyal. I'm down to 3 right now, and I just got the alert that my friend, my YouTube friend, April June, just went live. So I'm going to end my stream and go watch her. If any of you guys, I don't think I've ever seen any of y'all who are here. I mean, there's 3 of you. I've never seen anyone here at her show. So if you want to follow me there, her name is April June, all one word. L-A and then June like the month. April June. So 2 months in one name. I just put that together. But I'm going to go watch her. So if anybody wants to put up any final comments, please do. But her show's fantastic. And she's going to have a much bigger audience than I will. But I'll be on later tonight. And thank you, Sigmund Freud. Thank you, A Cobra. Thank you, Archie Bunker. Thank you, Sunil Sharma. Thank you, Michael Gonzalez. Oh, I should do this when it's possible. I should do. All the other channels do shoutouts at the beginning. I'll do shoutouts at the end. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna give it another 15 seconds, and then I'm gonna cut. Yourself as well, Archie. Take care. And I'm gonna go watch April June. I hope some of you guys follow me over there. She's fantastic. Very similar to me in a lot of ways, not as conspiratorial. She does more financial conspiracy stuff. I do more 9/11 Sandy Hook type of stuff. Um, but yeah, anyway, hopefully I'll see you guys there. All right, she's live now. Peace.